guys, welcome back to the brand new episode of Gotta Go Cast. And
yes,
I'm alone this time, no co-host, but this time I've got a very special guest with me. His name is TerryTV. How's it going, man? Welcome to Gotta Go Cast.
thank you. What an intro.
Yeah,
I'm like imagining like all the clapping sound effects in my head. And I'm like saying to myself, thank you guys. It's good to be here. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Welcome. So, first of all, I already asked you off camera, but I guess the people want to know, how was your day?
It was good. Yes, as I mentioned, previously, just did a little bit of chilling, did a little bit of work, and yeah, just another day in the life, you know.
Hey, that's good. That's good. But yeah, I hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. I gotta go cast. Yeah. So first of all, let me tell you how Gotta Go Cast rolls. If you haven't seen the older episodes that I've done, so there are 3 sections, right? Section number 1 is the kid questions, which is only 3. Section number 2 is the fan questions, which is questions that your fans asked you that I personally picked. And question number 3 are my questions. But yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I guess, are you ready to begin with the kid questions?
Oh yeah, hit me.
All right. So
metaphorically.
Yeah. Kid questions are just as you'd think. Are you from an actual anime?
How did I imagined I might have gotten one of those. No. Suffice it to say, I'm actually not from an anime, but I've gotten that comment quite a lot for some of my animation videos that I've done in the past. Yeah, and I think it's a combination of that and also like I think the way I kind of taught myself to enunciate and my dictation and how I speak, because believe it or not, I actually I used to be horrible at like talking to people back in like middle school and elementary school, but in high school I was just like, you know what? I'm so tired of like not being good at speaking. So you know what? I'm gonna practice. So starting in high school and then like definitely college, like I was improving. But that's when I really started working on just like learning how to speak and speak clearly and properly and just like pronounce things better. And now it's like every time I learn a new word, I immediately like just try to master the pronunciation first and try to get everything down. And it's actually really come in handy with just like everyday things. Just like, so now when I look back on it, I'm like, all right, one thing I'm really happy that I didn't quit, like piano, was learning how to do public speaking and stuff. And I did take a class on it as well, so I'm thankful for that. But yeah, I think that's just where it all started, and I think that's where people kind of like get that thought about like, you sound like an anime character or something like that. And and aside from my animation videos, probably the scary stories that I used to narrate, because I would do them in this very stereotypical kind of anime-esque protagonist type of voice.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
It's a lot of fun back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. No, kids, he's not from an anime.
Sorry.
Question number 2. Still the kid questions. Are you still very strong?
What?
I'm guessing this refers to your old storytime videos where you said you've learned kung fu, or I don't know what it was. You said you've learned
Taekwondo.
Oh, Taekwondo. There you go. Because you said
because
you said you used to beat people up in your videos. So
well, not in those words, but I used to get into fights. Yeah, back in my school days. I'm nowhere near as flexible as I was, admittedly, but yeah, I feel like learning a martial art is kind of like learning how to ride a bike. You kind of like, once you learn how, you never forget. So I still like know, strangely enough, I still know how to do like I still remember all the kicks and all the different punches and counters and blocks that I learned when I was doing Taekwondo. But can I perform them as good as I used to? Heck no, not even close. But
Yikes.
I'd say I'd probably be able to still hold my own a bit. Luckily, I haven't been in a fight, in a really long ass time, so I haven't had to find out.
Which is good.
Yes.
what I
Use your words. Use your words, people.
yeah, I guessing the reason why people ask this is because you've described your experiences back in the day as you getting into fights in those videos. But yeah, I'm guessing that's why they asked this. But yeah, he's still got something in him. There you go, kiddos.
Something. You don't want to know how much, though. I don't want to know how much.
But yeah, and the final question, Terry. All right, so is your stalker still your friend?
Oh man, I was afraid that one would come up. So we kind of actually kept in touch. After high school, we met up a couple of times, and I really wanted to. Well, I mean, I still might, but I really would like to one day turn, my Stalker series that I did on YouTube. If for those of you guys who have seen it, I really would like to turn it into some kind of like webtoon type of thing, because I feel like honestly, like I got so many comments saying like, "Oh, this should be an anime," or "This is just like an anime," or "I wish this was like a manga," or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I love webtoons, and I've read a bunch of webtoons on my channel. I should turn it into a webtoon. But I'm no artist. I can't draw. But I did actually go to school for writing, for screenwriting, actually. So I thought, you know what? Maybe I could partner up with an artist who is interested and passionate about the story, and maybe we could get something going. But unfortunately, folks, I haven't gotten to that point yet. Just trying to balance too many things right now, but it's still on my mind. So one day I will tell the full story and let you know how the Stalker series truly did end. But these days, no, we don't really contact each other now. But I think we still I think I could like reach out to her if I wanted to. I think we still have like some form of communication. But no, it's not like we hang out daily.
Okay.
It's a little different now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, there you go, and that concludes the kid questions. What do you think about that section, Terry?
Interesting. Very very interesting. I can't say I couldn't have predicted some of those questions, but you know what? I'm glad.
All right, fair enough. Now it's time for the fan questions and my questions. So this
right.
question is going to be very TerryTV based, and some of them are IRL Terry based. So yeah, let's go. All right. So what inspired you to start your channel?
What inspired me to start my channel was actually, I think it was when I was in college. I knew like, I was studying screenwriting, like I mentioned, and I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do exactly after I graduate? Because like a film degree isn't exactly like, a doctor's, degree, where it's like, oh, you have a degree and that kind of really helps you get a job. It's really just like, oh, you have a degree in screenwriting or any of the performing arts. It doesn't really guarantee you anything. So I knew that after college, I wasn't guaranteed anything. It's more about what kind of work you have to show for yourself. And so during college, I used to watch this channel, which some of you guys might know, called Wong Fu Productions, as well as Nigahiga. I was a big Nigahiga fan back in the day as well.
Fair.
And they made a lot of, little productions and videos and stuff like that and skits. And I was like, you know what? I could do something like that. Like, I studied how to, screenwrite, how to use cameras, how to edit, do stuff like that. Yeah, maybe I'll just, maybe I'll make some YouTube videos after college and just see how it goes. And that's kind of just what I did. And I was very fortunate that it kind of like picked up some steam and I was able to take it somewhere and had some luck on my side and made some good choices, made a couple stupid ones, but yeah, for the most part, it worked out okay.
And that's how TerryTV was born.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, there you
Realizing your college degree was useless halfway through your college career.
Damn. But yeah.
But that's how it happened, yeah.
There you go. But yeah, stay in college, kids.
Pick a good major.
Indeed.
I don't want to bag on like film majors too much. Like I do think I did take away quite a lot from film school. I don't want to rag on it too much. But my main takeaway is I'm just saying that if you're some kind of art major, it's not all about the degree, you know? It's about what you can do, and it's how you can show people that, how you can show people what you can do, because
That's
that is what truly matters.
indeed. There you go. Life lessons with Terry. Might do this once a week.
Tune in then.
Indeed. Anyways, next question is, what happened to your hat? I'm guessing this is
Oh my god.
I'm guessing like a long time supporter. I think I remember this. What happened to your hat?
Well, yeah, the hat was I originally just, I don't know if like most of you guys know this because I think I said it in like one video, maybe two, but I only started wearing a hat since I was uploading videos like every day when I first was like starting to gain some traction on YouTube. I was like, oh man, the more videos I upload like every day, the more traction I'm getting. Heck yeah. Oh, but man, styling my hair every day, that's such a drag. I'm just gonna wear a hat. That's much easier than like styling it. So that's kind of why I was wearing like a hat every day. I was just lazy, but I did that for like 2-3 years, and then in 2020, after I took like a 6 months break from YouTube, which I had never done before, and I was like, you know what, I want to come back with some kind of concept, and I want to, have some change. And yeah, I'm not the same Terry I was a few years ago. I'm a little more mature. I'm a little more grown up. So maybe I should drop the hat. Plus, I'm not making videos every day anymore. Obviously, I make videos kind of just when I feel like making videos.
That's fair.
I'm in an okay spot. I'm like not trying to, I'm no longer on the YouTube grind, I guess you could say. It's like I'm in a comfortable position, and I'm trying to just relax and enjoy life and take things one step at a time, which is something I never really got to do the last like 5-6 years I've been doing YouTube seriously. I was always just trying to work towards my next goal.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, just it's something you kind of have to sacrifice. You have to either sacrifice your social life and your own life in order to get success, the success that you want in your work life, or you can kind of let the work life go on the back burner a little bit and focus on your social life and your own life. It's very rare that people can find success both in their work and personal lives. But I really do respect and admire those who can.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard, especially when people have like multiple things they want to balance with. For example,
Oh yeah.
for like, I'm gonna use myself as an example. I do voice acting full time, so
Heck yeah.
I'm still trying to find a way to manage my content creation and voice acting, because I have 3 channels, Terry. I used to have 7.
Dang.
I used to have 7, but then I dropped all the other ones.
Oh my god.
Now I have 3. A music channel, a voice acting / podcast channel, and a content creation channel. But yeah, I don't know how to manage all of that, which is why I try to like take things one step at a time. I already have a set schedule for the content creation channel. This channel I upload depending on the people that I work with, etc., etc. And voice acting, yeah, that's taken quite a big chunk of my time.
I'm sure. Yeah, voice acting is no joke. It's hard work. I've never voice acted in anything official, but just trying to voice act for my animation videos and for some of my scary reading videos, it's hard.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard. That's what I wanted
Gotta
to ask
respect you guys for the hustle. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to ask you actually. It's like my own question. What do you think about voice acting? Will you ever dabble into the world of voiceover or dubbing or something like that?
I would totally be down if there were any companies that wanted to ever work with me, but I don't think there are because they probably would have asked me by now. But yeah, I respect voice actors tremendously. I think voice actors are really undervalued and underappreciated in the industry. But they, because they really do so much for the industry. For so many different mediums. TV, film, audio books and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And it's just something that people take for granted, but
Yeah.
they work very hard, and it's a very important skill set to have that we all enjoy.
Yeah, indeed. Also, people like tend to say that actors work harder than voice actors, which I disagree with. because actors have their face on screen, so they can show their emotion, right? But voice actors
Mm-hmm.
are behind a microphone. They don't show their face. So they need to put that extra effort into showing emotion in their voice
Ah, it's a
while
very good point.
yeah. So they're doing 2 times the amount of work that actors do. This is not to take away any points from actors, by the way. Actors are incredible. But
Oh yeah.
this is just for people who say that voice actors have it easy. Trust me, they don't. I would know.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's not a competition, you know?
Exactly.
It's like comparing a guitar player to a drummer, right?
Yeah.
Which one works harder? Well, they're just different.
Indeed. There you go. See? Even I mean Terry. I think you played an instrument before.
Yeah, unfortunately, I played the clarinet for like 3 years, then I quit as soon as I could.
Oh, why?
I hated clarinet. It just hurt my lips and the wreath thingy that you had to put in there and like suck on and blow through. Oh my god, it was terrible. Bad
Okay.
memories.
Squidward
Also
disapproves.
like yeah, like it's like gets all nasty after a while if you don't like clean it out. I mean, like I cleaned my thing out like so well, but like so many classmates did not clean their stuff out, and like oh my god, one time a guy like took out his clarinet and like only half of it came out and then like came apart, and I just saw like drool like coming out of one of like the freaking holes, and I was like,
Oh!
ugh! I was like, oh
Oh!
god, I'm so done. I'm so done.
Oh!
And then like some people were like, "Hey man, like I forgot my wreath. Can I borrow one?" I was like, "Oh sure, man. Here you go. It's kind of used, but no problem. Let's just give me that." Oh my god,
What?
sharing wreaths. Like you don't know what I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's the little mouthpiece that
Yeah, I know
goes
what you're
into the
talking about.
clarinet.
Yeah.
Ah, gross.
Squidward
Um,
disapproves.
Aside from that, I do actually play drums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't played drums in a few years actually, so I'm probably a bit rusty. But I would consider myself most well versed in drum playing.
Hey, there you go. That's a really good skill set to have.
Yeah, that's something I actually don't share very often. Actually, I
There you,
forgot about that.
there you
But that's
go.
actually the best instrument I can play.
There you go. That's really good. But yeah. The next question is for you, Terry. What inspired you to dabble more into the storytelling genre? Like telling stories, such as like scary stories, diving into criminals, all of that. Like narration essentially.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I mean, it all goes back to being a YouTuber and kind of using your head and trying to figure out what your audience wants to see from your channel or from you. Um, so the reason when I originally started YouTube, I was making a lot of just like reactionary content. And so I realized people are watching me because they want to see my reactions. And if they want to see my reactions, it means they want to see me and my personality, right? Or something like that, I assume.
Yeah, fair.
Um, so when I started reading the scary stories, that was when I really first started trying something new. I was like, all right, you know what? People are giving me a lot of compliments about the way I speak. So what if I read something and tell a story and react to it? You know, that's several key things that I've been getting positive feedback for, which I'll implement into some sort of new format and new video ideas. And it worked out very well. And then whenever I decided to do animation, when I moved on to that, I was like, all right, why would animation possibly work for me? I'm not an animator, but I know there's YouTubers that work with animators and then they just tell the story. So I could technically do it, but why would it work? Well, once again, I'm giving them something that they've subscribed for, which is me reading or speaking or telling a story, giving my thoughts on it, and implementing my personality into it. And then the next phase is, dabbling into true crime, murder mystery type of things. Again, at the end of the day, what am I doing still? I'm telling a story, right? And if I'm not narrating it, I'm just kind of talking about it and giving my thoughts. I played around with the format actually recently with my videos because I'm doing like true crime, and originally I was gonna go for just like straight up narrations and tell you in detail about everything, kind of like an episodic type of 20-minute show.
Oh
But
yeah, didn't you talk about
now I'm kind of going,
didn't you talk about
yeah.
Shiraishi, the Twitter killer or something?
Yes, actually, that was a recent video.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I think I saw that.
that one's more kind of just like me gathering all of the information in kind of like a video essay form and kind of just presenting it to you. But it's a very fixed format, which didn't allow me a lot of like freedom to kind of just express myself and be me. It's a very kind of rehearsed thing. So my last video that I made was definitely more of like a podcast friendly type of thing where I'm just kind of speaking my thoughts. The editing is a lot um, lighter and it's very free, you know. So I asked like people in the comments, do you guys like this kind of podcast type video better, or do you guys want me to go back to just kind of like the narration and telling you the story? And they're like, oh no, we love this. Yeah, this is great. And yeah, it actually performed a lot better than the Twitter killer videos. So you know what? I think I did something right. So I'm actually working on my next video now, actually, which I'll hopefully release this week. I've been taking a little bit of another short break, which I know I said I wouldn't do, but don't worry, guys. I'm coming back very soon.
Yeah, not because here's the thing: people need breaks sometimes. Not sometimes. Like people need breaks
They do,
because if you don't take a break, you're gonna burn out, and if you burn out, you might end up taking a 6-month break. So, I mean, I've seen it happen
like
before.
me.
Yeah, fair enough. I've seen it happen before, and yeah, it's not fun when you have like a long time to recover. But yeah,
Hmm.
um, personally, I've taken a lot of breaks in my time, and it's not fun because the guilt. It's like these guys are
Yeah.
expecting, these guys are waiting for content, and I'm just out here, laying in bed trying to recover from
Something I've noticed, yeah, is it's a lot easier for me to kind of just relax and take breaks now that I'm, you know, I've been doing this for like years and like I'm more experienced with it. But when I was just break because I was afraid I would lose any and all momentum I had, and I was afraid people would stop watching me, and you know, just like worst case scenarios, I kept like thinking about and being scared of. So I can totally understand how people want to just be on that grind at the very beginning, but later on in life, you know, everybody gets it, or at least most people do. That you know, taking breaks and taking care of your mental well-being is important, and you know, you got to realize it sooner or later.
yeah, there you go. Some people asked if you were gonna collab with some other storytime YouTubers like Emirichu, Wolfichu. These are names they mentioned, by the way.
Mm,
Sweeto Tunes, all
I
these.
love all of those people.
Okay, there you go. Will you ever reach out and collab with them?
I've collabed with Emily before. I think on my Clingy Sister video.
Oh, did you?
Um, and yeah, I met all those guys at a KCON in 2019, and they're all such like a nice group of people. Oh, I collabed with Sultan Sketches as well. He's a super cool guy.
Hey, there you
Um,
go.
yeah, so on I think I was on his channel. Oh no, he collaborated also on the Clingy Sister. I think I did like one line for one of his videos or something like that. I can't remember because I haven't done animation videos since like 2019, I think. But yeah, I would say at this stage I'm pretty much done with the animation era of TerryTV, and now I'm kind of moving on to like a more mature, you know, perspective and mature sort of content, which is that of just, you know, true crime and talking about stuff. And in a way, it feels like I'm kind of going back to my roots because a lot of people found me from reading about scary stories. And, you know, the animation era, while it was some of the most success I've had as a YouTuber and creator, I've never seen like numbers that I, you know, saw in the past, except for when I was doing animations. I saw crazy numbers sometimes, but um, you know, it wasn't really what I was, you know,
Wanting to
known
do.
for. You know, it was
Oh,
just kind of like, yeah, I just kind of like got really lucky with the algorithm, and I had a bunch of, you know, viral hits, but it really was never something that I could maintain unfortunately. I mean, I would have liked to, but my stories were very personal, and they're limited. There's only so many stalker stories I can tell before the series gets old, and I knew that, and I didn't want to just milk it to a crisp, so I decided to just do something else.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, Along with everything else that was I was telling stories about with the animation stuff. I just knew that these personal stories are limited. I can't keep telling all these stories because I'm going to run out. So this niche is not viable in my opinion, um, because the people were watching me for my personal episodic stories versus a lot of other storytime animators. They don't necessarily tell story times every time. They can tell experiences, like little things here and there, memories. Versus me, I'm doing like full blown like freaking productions here. It just wasn't viable. It was a lot of work, and it was so fulfilling. I loved reading the comments, and I loved releasing those videos, but it just wasn't viable in the long run. It just yeah. Plus the artists that I was working with, they, they always had to come and go because they were free and they could do a couple videos for me, but then they had to go back to school, so I'd have to hire a different artist, and then they were free for a bit, but then they'd have to go. And believe it or not, when the art style keeps changing, it kind of deters people from coming back because they're like, what the, who the heck is this? This isn't the guy I subscribed to.
Yeah,
Who the hell's
fair.
videos are these?
Fair enough. Fair
A
enough.
lot of people were confused.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
yeah, in the end, you just gotta switch it up and find a way to move on and do other things. And somehow I've always been able to do that. Not always with the same success, but I've always been able to maintain my core audience, which
Yeah,
I've always been grateful for. I've
which is
always been
really
so
good.
grateful for that.
You gotta have like an equality in your videos, like, and like, just for everybody that do YouTube, you gotta have like an equality, because if you're not happy with the videos that you make, and the people that are, then the people that you provide videos for are happy, then that's not fair on you. But
Yeah,
if you make videos that you're happy with and the fans are not happy with, then that's not fair on the fans. So you gotta find a middle ground, if that makes sense. You're
true.
happy with it, the fans are happy with it, and stick with that formula. Whoever wants to make videos, they just come on in, etc., etc.
Exactly.
Speaking of fans, have you ever encountered a fan in real life? Has a fan ever recognized you in real life? Have they approached you? Um,
Oh, that's an easy one.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, quite a few times actually, because not so much these days, but a couple years ago, I made a lot of like K-pop content. Back when I was first kind of like getting my career going on YouTube. So I had a lot of fans that would recognize me in Korea. A lot of foreigners, some Koreans here and there, but yeah, a lot of foreigners. And I live in Seoul, in the capital of South Korea, so I could like just be walking down the street and somebody would say, "Hey, Terry, like I love your videos. Can I get a picture?" And it was so flattering. It was so nice to just experience people just recognizing you on your daily, while you're just like walking your puppy or something, or getting some freaking lunch from the convenience store, like getting a little bento box.
Oh,
um,
fair.
so sometimes I just like look like crap. I'd like be in my pajamas, and sometimes people would like say hello to me. But so that was like back in 2017, 2018, when I was like kind of like on the rise and on the grind. Now it's like uh I'll still get recognized here and there, but it's really only if I go to like a hot zone in Korea, like one of the hot areas, like Hongdae or Itaewon, where there's a lot of foreigners. So I would say like yeah, it's a little different now because like I'm not in my prime anymore. I'm kind of in like my golden years, I would say as a YouTuber. I'm just kind of coasting, enjoying life. And to be fair, I like it. It's a lot more enjoyable to me as a person versus back then. It was flattering, but it's not something I would want for the rest of my life to be recognized. Just walking down the street to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough.
So it was all good experiences, but yeah, I'm very happy with where I am now.
Yeah, there you go. Um, Yeah, the reason why I asked this question was because people wanted to know if you've ever had any crazy fan interactions, something like that, like awkward fan interactions, like in
Hmm.
cons or something like that. Has that ever happened to you?
Crazy fan interactions. I feel like I've spoken about a few, but I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Well, I did have a few. Not to reference the Stalker series, but I did have a few stalkers in the past that have just like became my stalker through YouTube. Um, but none have ever done anything like too crazy. Luckily, I've had a few interactions where people have come up to me and just like kind of like force themselves to like really want to invite me to dinner or get my number or hey, let's hang out sometime. And it's again, it's very flattering, but it's like personal space,
Yeah,
respect
yeah. Respect
the
respect the boundaries.
bubble.
Yeah,
But
indeed,
I,
indeed.
I would say I've been thankful. I haven't had any crazy stalkers. I've never had anybody like break into my house or show up on my property. People have never even found out like where I've lived, and I've lived in like multiple places over the last like few years. Um, so I've been very lucky that nobody's ever bothered me like that. But
Oh, okay, fair
yeah,
enough.
I would say my stalker experience, professionally speaking, has been quite good.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, next question is, will you ever add anime elements in your videos, like in your future videos, like the mature content? Because
Hmm.
a lot of people want to ask what your favorite anime is, talk about some anime-esque stories, etc., etc. If that makes sense.
My favorite anime is probably Death Note
Oh, okay.
because Light Yagami and L going face to face is just too epic, man.
Fair
Plus,
enough.
Ryuk eating his apples, yeah, you can't miss it. But will I ever add anime-esque things to my videos? I think I thought about that at one point or another. But again, it's like I would have to think about how to do that. Um, would it be something that I could maintain and continue to do so? I'd have to work with some artists again and recruit some artists to do the artwork for me to add that stuff in. And then I'd have to ask myself, okay, why would I do this for my video? In what way would it enhance the video? And ultimately, if I come to the conclusion that it it doesn't really enhance the video, but more it just kind of makes it look cool, then I usually say something to myself like, okay, well in that case, it's pretty simple. Don't do this, but do this. This enhances it and makes the video like better, right? It's gotta like there's gotta be a reason for it, right? It's gotta make sense why you would do certain things for certain videos, uh, depending on the format. So I might do it, but I think at this current time, I don't have any plans.
Oh, okay.
But you never know what might happen in the future.
You never know with life. You never know
Hmm.
with life. But yeah,
If I ever do put together that webtoon, there you go.
there you go. There you go. That's gonna be an anime. The TerryTV anime.
We shall see.
We shall see. But yeah, those are all the YouTube questions asked by the fans. Yeah.
Cool.
People wanted to ask you some stuff about your personal life. Um, People wanted to ask how was it like growing up as an Asian kid, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, so I'm only half Asian, technically speaking, on my mother's
Okay.
side. My mom's Korean and my father's just American, Caucasian. Uh, that's actually it's a good question because it was a little bit of a struggle growing up because I did struggle with identity crisis. Being a mixed race. There were times where I would wonder to myself, all right, am I more white or am I more Asian? Like, what am I? Who am I? Um, I mean, it was never so bad to the point where I was like, like cursing my parents, like, why did you create me? Why did you have to
Fair.
make me half? Why couldn't you just marry some Asian guy, mom, or dad, why couldn't you marry some, Caucasian woman? It was never that bad. I never was that upset about it, but it hindered me in ways such as making friends, because I grew up in a very white community through middle school or elementary school, middle school, and high school. And it really wasn't until college that I was exposed to a lot of other Asians, which is quite sad. But so my point is, growing up, I was surrounded by just like a lot of white kids, and I would get made fun of enough already just for being half Asian. So when my mom tried to actually like teach me any sort of Korean or anything, I would just brush it off and tell her, "No, mom, I'm not interested. Like I don't want to learn Korean. I just want to focus on English." Um, and I regret that now because um, I would be way more fluent in Korean.
Fair
I only
enough.
started learning Korean when I went to college because I started seeing a bunch of Asian kids, Korean, Japanese, Filipino, Chinese, Vietnamese, and then I was like, oh wow, my curiosity for my Asian side is now opening up more. So yeah, I think it was a struggle growing up, but eventually I learned to see that you know there's love for both sides, and as simply as I can put it, I have the best of both worlds. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah, there you go. That's really good. I mean, for on my end, speaking because I'm also Asian. Um, I've grew up in like a very interesting territory, if that makes sense.
Can
Um,
say that again. Yeah, where'd you say? South Africa?
North Africa.
North Africa.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
I've grew up in a very interesting territory because everybody found it weird that I was Asian because I was the only Asian kid that ever existed in our school. The
Yep,
only
yep.
one. The only one. But yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely not a very pleasant experience for me. Um, Purely because, I mean, you probably got a lot of stereotypical comments on your looks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got that a lot. But yeah,
Nothing we can't handle
yeah, I ate all
after hearing it
those.
100 times.
Exactly, I ate all of those insults. I ate them all. But yeah, it's not really something that is too bad. It's just something that's unfortunate in this day and age, where people think they can like hurt us by saying those like that type of comments. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I just learned to ignore it. Really, that's pretty much it. On my
Yeah,
end.
I think we all do once we, just grow up a little bit, like high school is such a different environment to middle school, and college is such a different environment to high school, and then doing normal adult life is totally different to college.
Yeah,
So it's just as you go through life, you know, I don't want to sound cliche, but the older you get, the wiser you get because you've experienced more life. So they don't say listen to your elders for no reason. There's a reason they say that. Like you get more knowledge about life and how to go about things and how to think about things as you get older.
yeah. There you go.
So it's all about the perspective.
Yeah, cause you also gotta see if people, um, you also gotta be like open-minded around most people, like to see how other people are, etc., etc. Which is really cool. Which I find really interesting, because I find me and you very similar, Terry. In certain aspects. I definitely took the full-blown voice acting and anime genre on my channels, and you took your own path. You basically formed the TerryTV path. I definitely get compared a lot to the YouTuber Naksaku, if you know who that is.
I've heard of him. I haven't seen a lot of his content yet, though, but people have been telling me about him.
Yeah, I get compared to him a lot due to the content creation channel that I own. But yeah, I mean, it's not really fun to be compared to another YouTuber due to you trying to be your own person, if that makes sense. Because
Oh yeah.
you're not trying to be somebody. You're trying to be yourself. Because that's what YouTube is for. Being yourself. But yeah. Other than that, the next question is, if people want to ask you about your life, Terry, is
Hmm.
How did you overcome high school? I'm guessing this is also due to the videos that you made on your high school experiences, like getting bullied
Hmm.
and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a broad question because there's a lot of different aspects to kind of unpack. But I would say, in a general sense, I just overcame high school by continuously telling myself that it's gonna get better once I'm out of here. you know,
Fair enough.
um, because okay, I'll say I liked the first 2 years of high school. And then I didn't like the last 2 years of high school because the
Damn.
first year was all fun and games, brand new to high school. Second year was like, all right, now I'm not a freshman, I'm a sophomore. I can bully the freshmen now. I'll still get bullied, but at least I can bully someone. So it
Yikes.
was like kind of fun. And then by 11th grade, it's like that's when all the drama happens, and stuff like that. And yeah, it happened to me too, like the watch my why I hated high school video. um,
Fair enough. What
And then
about
senior
Theo?
year, you're just tired, and you just can't wait to graduate, and everybody's got senioritis, and everything's kind of died down. You're not really have the same energy anymore, and everyone's just like, oh, you're also stressing out about going to college. You're kind of freaking out. So it's just like, yeah, it's just like not very nice feelings. So, so I guess that's not really the answer to the question, though.
Nah.
Well, the question was, how did I get through it?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just, I don't know. I just kind of just developed this mental fortitude, and I just kept telling myself, look, all these other guys are doing it. Everyone else is going to get through here. Like so many people graduate high school every year. I'm going to do it too. And I just kept reminding myself, like, I've got a lot of stuff that I want to do. There's a lot of things that I haven't gotten to do yet, and I want to do them. And I'm not going to be able to do them if I just sit here on my ass and not graduate or not finish high school.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I kind of just like, yeah, I just told myself to suck it up and get it done. And after that, you can rest. You can relax. You can pat yourself on the back. Have a
Hey.
slice of cake
There you go. There you go. But yeah, we're
or
getting
brownie,
there you go. Or
whatever you
that.
prefer.
Whatever you prefer. There you go. Any sweets. But yeah, we're getting to the final bits of questions here, Terry. We're getting to my questions now. Like those are all the fan
Ooh.
questions that people asked you. Now it's up to my questions. My question is very, very simple. What's next? What's the next chapter for Terry TV?
Ooh, that is a question I've been asking myself.
Oh,
But
one sec, my bad. What's the next chapter for
yeah.
Cherry TV? No, my bad. That's your Discord
Oh
name.
yeah. TerryTV, yes, that's my Discord name. Uh Probably so like I said, I'm kind of like just kind of coasting right now. I'm in a very like in an okay spot. It's like I'm not trying to be on that grind. I'm not trying to go crazy with YouTube. I mean, I could if I want, but I wouldn't be enjoying it if I did.
Yeah.
I want to I want to be able to enjoy life right now, and I haven't been. And this last year has been so nice because I've been able to kind of enjoy myself, take time for myself, build relationships back up and friendships and stuff like that. Because man, I hate leaving people on red or unread or just not responding. But that became such a bad habit when I was uploading like crazy and just not making enough time for your friends. So that's something I recommend you guys don't do for anyone listening. Always make time for your friends because true friends, relationships that were built upon a basis that was formed years and years ago, you know, um, it's hard to just replace that with something new and expect results overnight.
Yeah.
Like good quality friendships cannot be replaced like that.
With new
You
things,
know,
yeah.
yeah, every relationship takes time. So if you're gonna just throw away a relationship and feel like you can build a new one, just know you're gonna have to put in a couple years
Exactly.
into
There
that
you go.
friendship. It's an investment. Um, anyways, I digress. What's next for me right now is I'm probably gonna maybe work on getting together with an artist at some point in the next this year or next year, and maybe try to work on putting together a webtoon because that is a goal of mine, a big goal of mine that I still feel passionate about, at least right now. Um, I'm going to continue working on my YouTube channel and try to just focus on the true crime content that I've kind of been dabbling into. I've been enjoying it quite a lot, and I feel like if I can change up my content and get a lot of my core audience who are still around to, you know, get used to it and enjoy it, I can start, getting back in there and reaching out to a newer audience. And, but most importantly, I want to take it at my own pace, what I'm comfortable with. I just want to make sure that I'm not doing it in a way that's
Affecting your mental health.
burdening. Yeah, burdening to me, affecting my mental health, and just, making me not enjoy it. Because that's one thing I really can't stress enough nowadays to myself is make sure you're enjoying it.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. That's my question. So my second question is, I only wrote like five questions. Now there's four
Okay.
more. So the second question is, I've actually wanted to ask you this, for what's it called? For like a long time, ever since back in the day. What gave you the energy to record? Because sometimes I know I have to do something. I don't have to script write. I don't have to like record videos, etc., etc. But sometimes I just feel lazy, and I'm just like laying in bed, or I'm just like I'm doing something, and I'm just like I just want to do anything
Mm-hmm.
but that thing, right? You know what I mean? I would go for a run, but then do that thing. So what gives you that energy to do that?
Uh, Honestly, just I think I know what you're talking about. What you're talking about is procrastination, right?
There you go.
Like sometimes you got to do it, but you just don't feel like it, right? And sometimes you're not even tired, but then like you're like, what if I just lay down and and just close my eyes a little bit? Oh, you know what? I'm tired all of a sudden. That
Yeah.
happens to me. So what I've kind of learned to do to kind of combat procrastination is just try to relax my mind and my body. Sometimes take a nice shower. Cool off. Grab a nice ice cold coffee or go for a walk. Keep your mind and body kind of stimulated, awake, um, and just like get yourself in a productive mood. Uh, Sometimes I know I have to do something, but then I don't feel like doing it because, oh man, I didn't clean my apartment today. I need to sweep the floor, and it's like I don't feel like doing my work because I didn't do other stuff that I should have done. So what really helps me is doing these little other things that I know I should have done, but I put them off too because I procrastinated. So um, just the other day, um, I felt really productive because I cleaned my apartment and like wiped off some shelves and like did the laundry. And I don't know, I was just like, I'm gonna do all these things and just get them done, and then I'll be good. But after that, I felt so productive. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna work on some YouTube stuff, and I got some YouTube stuff done. So it's I think it's imperative that you just try to get your mind in a productive mood. Like if you're not feeling it on whatever it is you're working on currently, then try to do some stuff that's simpler and get that out of the way and see if that picks you up,
There
and
you
gets you
go.
into the mood to be productive. And it surprisingly it gives me energy. Maybe it'll do the same for some of you guys.
There you go. Sometimes my mind gets thrown into a limbo, and it's like, all right, do I want to do this? Actually, nah, I don't want to do. Actually,
Just
I
slap
should.
yourself.
Yeah.
Just slap yourself and be like, "Do it, punk."
There you go. I should probably
Not
do
too
that.
hard.
I should probably do that. But yeah. Um. Anyways, three more questions, Terry.
All right.
I'm gonna combine these three questions into one question, because
Oh,
actually no, I'm gonna combine the last two into one question, because this one has nothing to do with the last topic. What's your favorite music? Because I've seen that you've listened to one of my favorite music people on YouTube, Netflix. Is that how it's pronounced? Nefex?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not exactly sure how they're pronounced. Nefex, Nefex.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know what? Whatever we want to call them.
Yeah,
I'm sure they won't mind.
yeah, I love Self-Made and Fight Back. I love those songs. What about you?
Yeah, yeah. I literally just discovered them because I was looking for some music for for that video for my animation video, and I just stumbled upon them, and I was like listening to it. And I'm like, you know what? This is the perfect song, and it's copyright free. I'm using it. You know, it's gonna be perfect, and yeah, it just worked out really well. Uh, Personally, though, what do I listen to? It's gonna sound kind of lame, but I don't really have a particular genre or subgenre of music that I prefer. I just kind of like I'll hear a song in a movie or a TV show or even on the radio, and I'll just be like, "Oh yeah, I like the sound of that," and boom, I add it to my playlist, right? And then I listen to that one or two or three songs currently, like just on repeat until I am all like listened out, and then I find something else.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I wanted to ask actually, because the reason why I wanted to ask this is because um, I personally like what gets me more energetic is music. Like having music
Oh
in my
yeah,
head and imagining scenarios in my head actually gives me the energy to like move or like do stuff.
yeah,
If that makes
yeah.
sense.
It helps to make a whole playlist of like pump up music, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, like when I exercise, you know, I have a playlist for when I exercise, which just gets me pumped up, you know, amped up, ready to go.
There you
So
go.
I imagine it would do the same thing for when you're trying to work on other things.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. The last question is, will you ever become a VTuber? Now, Terry,
Oh
I
man.
I know that. Listen, all right. I know that your style like Twitch streams is like I know what your style is, right? But listen to me, right? TerryTV, VTuber, come on. Is it gonna is
Hmm.
it gonna happen?
Do you think it should happen?
I quite honestly, yes. I'm be,
I
I'm
uh
being dead
I
ass.
thought about it, but I the only kind of VTubing I think I would really be interested in is something along the lines of what oh sorry, squeaky chair.
It's all good.
Something along the lines of you know, what Code Miko has done, you know, like something really extraordinary type of VTuber. Do you know Code Miko?
I think so.
Yeah, she's a VTuber, but she's got this really really hyper realistic like Unreal Engine Super 3D model,
Oh, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. Oh my.
super super realistic, and that's the kind of VTubing that I find really cool and fascinating, and
Terry,
that's something I would totally be down to like you know play around with because that just looks like so much fun, and it's so cool, and it's I think it's so awesome.
I think that model costed over
But
$5,000 because it's very
I
expensive.
think I think it costs like 10 or 20. But
Yikes.
money well spent if you ask me.
Yeah, it's
But
it's it's a very
yeah, something
expensive
like that.
model.
Yeah, so it would be a big investment, so I'd have to really consider it if I ever were to try it out. Plus, what if nobody watched me? That'd be
No,
so sad.
no,
Oh,
people would watch you because, quite frankly, you have a very, very diverse voice, which a lot of people, actually will find very interesting. Because a lot of people like to listen to a voice that's very iconic to them and then just stick to that voice. For example, Markiplier has his own diverse voice that people will love and enjoy. Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie,
very true,
KSI,
very true.
you. But yeah, a lot of people just like to listen to other people's voices and hear their pitch and everything, and then just stick to that certain voice for a while because they love that content creator, and people love you. So a lot of people would love to see you do VTubing, which something I would personally enjoy my own self. I personally enjoy that. Um, it's up to you though, Terry. If you would like to be a VTuber, I think you
It
should.
is definitely an option, you know? It's definitely
Indeed.
something I've thought about. I just you know, if I were to do it, I would really want to, you know, like take it up a notch from because like from what I've seen and what I know, I think a lot of the VTubers kind of use this kind of similar program and similar like
VTube Studio.
anime-esque type of
VTube
yeah,
Studio.
type of modeling. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Maybe, probably, yeah. And it's like limited movement and stuff like that, but it's still like good enough. But yeah, if I were to do it, I'm a expressive person in my humble opinion. So, if I were to do some type of VTubing, I would really want it to be like a big expansion of what most people are doing. You know maybe the male version of Code Miko or something. I don't
There
know.
you go.
Not to take away from her, but yeah, I would want to do something like that, like full body motion capture. I think is really cool.
Yeah, no, I understand, which I find very respectable. There, you want to be different. You want to be your own. You want to be TerryTV. But yeah, there you go. Well, there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for more TerryTV content and maybe TerryTV VTubing.
Maybe.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the Gotta Go Cast episode. Thank you so much, Terry, for joining me. How was your experience?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a blast. It's I think doing fun little podcasts and discussions are really cool, and I haven't done that many, to be quite honest. So I'm always like having a blast whenever people invite me to do something like this. So yeah, thank you for having me, and it was really cool.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys so much for watching Gotta Go Cast. If you guys liked it, then please subscribe to the channel. Also subscribe to both of my other channels, and make sure you subscribe to TerryTV for more banger content.
If you want.
If you want to, that is. Well, I mean, I mean, you probably should, but if you guys should subscribe to TerryTV. Anyways, this has been Snuck and Terry, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of Gotta Go Cast.
Till next time.
Till next time.
See ya.
See ya.